Okay, hi everybody. It is our Tuesday night call, and we are here tonight with our special guest, Becky McKinney, who is going to talk to us a little bit about the things she does on Instagram and the thought process behind it and how it works for her and how she has it set up and how she gets followers and all that stuff. So I'm going to let Becky take over the call. And I'm going to mute myself as well. So what we'll do is I'll have Becky talk about Instagram, talk about what she wants to talk about, and then we can do questions and answers at the end. Is that all right, Becky?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Take it away.
So I put together a short, quick PowerPoint. But before I start, I kind of just want to say that Instagram is something that I'm still learning every day. So I'm excited to share what has worked for me and done a lot for me, but, it's an always changing platform. So it's something that I'm constantly learning and tweaking. So I think that's just something that's kind of important to note because that's something everybody will have to do. So let me see. I should be able to share my screen. Can you see this PowerPoint? And can you still hear me? Yeah? Okay, so let's see. Can you still hear me now? Okay, perfect. So basically what we want on Instagram is to attract more followers who we can then build a relationship with to become customers and coaches to build our team. It's kind of a weird thing to talk about with followers because while you want as many eyes as possible on your content, more eyes doesn't necessarily mean more sales and more coaches. So if you have a bunch of people following you that are not your ideal customer or that are not interested in health and fitness, and they're just kind of what we call ghost followers, that's not really going to help you. So it's intimidating sometimes to see the coaches who have like 15,000 followers, I think, when we have much less than that. But that quantity doesn't mean quality. So with followers, you always want to go for quality over quantity. The best way to attract the right people to your Instagram is to start by sharing relatable images to establish a connection. They say, and this kind of ties into consistency, which is at the bottom here, that with Instagram, you want to ideally post 3 to 5 times a day, every day, 7 days a week. You don't want to constantly be shoving Beachbody down everybody's throat, though, because there are millions of people doing that. So you want to have a balance between sharing Beachbody type information and letting people into your lives a little bit. So there was an activity that we just did at the retreat that Nicole and I were at, where you think of 5 to 7 things about your life that define you. So a lot for me, aside from Beachbody and health and fitness, I love to cook. I'm really into my dogs. I'm a runner. What else do I say? I love to shop. And I'm obsessed with my nephew. At USC, I post a lot of pictures about my nephew. So there's ways to kind of share these little sneak peeks into your life to establish connections with people. And you want to do that based on the season of life that you're in right now. So I'm engaged and I just bought a house. So some of my posts now involve kind of wedding planning or sweating for the wedding or home decor, kind of stuff that you're doing in your life. There are other people doing that same thing. So let people in with that kind of stuff because you're going to be able to easily form a connection with them, which is the foundation of then building a relationship. That being said, 3 to 5 times a day, consider the timing that you're posting. Instagram's kind of tough because it's used so worldwide and in such a massive way that there's pretty much always a lot of people on. But for me personally, I post 3 times a day, early in the morning when I first wake up, which is usually when people are getting ready for work or just getting to work and not really working yet, around lunchtime, anywhere between 12 and 3. People are taking their lunch break, or they're getting towards the end of the day and they're kind of taking a little break and over it. And then I post again anywhere between 6:30 and 9 o'clock at night while people are getting ready for bed. Your ideal audience, that might be different. So you kind of have to play around with timing and see when you get the most interaction. And it's kind of a trial and error type thing. I found those 3 times a day to be pretty good for me engagement-wise. Maybe a little less in the middle of the day than in the morning and at night, but definitely a good place to start. We'll get into this more, but hashtags are going to play a really, really big part in attracting followers. And completing your bio. So there is a PDF that I actually pulled and would be happy to send to Nicole to send to you guys, that Chelsea created a while ago about creating your Instagram bio. And it lets you use cool fonts and kind of create a pattern with your words. And it just makes it look really appealing. And your bio might not seem like a big deal, but it's usually the first thing people notice when they click on your username. So you want to utilize that bio to direct them wherever you want them to go. If you have a website or a blog or your Facebook, you really want to use that bio. So I will share that PDF because it's a little intense to get on in this call, but it really maps it out step by step by step for you. Following others and engaging. This is where Instagram gets really time consuming because you can't just be consistent with your posts and expect people to all of a sudden message you saying that they want to work with you. That might happen, but very rarely. And, I know most people are not trying to build this business over several years. You have to engage with people if you want them to engage with you. Sorry. Hand in hand with engaging, you can ask people to engage with you by including questions in your captions. It doesn't always, and it shouldn't always be a call to action, but it can be something as easy as, which outfit should I wear today, A or B? What did you have for breakfast this morning? What's your workout this morning? Kind of just getting people to engage with you. People really, really love to give their opinions. So ask for their opinions and respond back to their answers. This goes with the first point about sharing relatable and really great images. These are my favorite lists of apps to use for photos. PicTapGo is amazing. If you aren't able to get in natural, really bright light, which I know we can't always do every day, PicTapGo allows you to take your image and add all these different filters on top of one another that are way better than the filters that Instagram lets you use in the app. So there's my favorites are lights on, which brightens the photo a lot, and crispity, which kind of just makes all the features pop. Those are my 2 favorite, but there are tons that you can play with. And it's really easy. You just do it right from the app, and then it saves to your camera roll. Facetune is really great for making certain things pop in your photos. So you can, do things like whiten your teeth or brighten your hair or smooth out your skin. You can do amazing things to kind of just make something in your photo pop. Like when I got engaged, I used it to make my ring pop every day. So you can use it for all different kinds of stuff. Boomerang is just kind of a fun app. I don't know if you guys have seen this on Instagram yet. It's an app that Instagram created. That's free. PicTapGo and Facetune are not free, but they're very cheap. Boomerang is free, and it creates those quick videos where it just replays one little snippet back and forth. The reason this is my favorite app is because it's really, really popular right now, so people are drawn to that type of video, and Instagram really likes to push those videos up in the newsfeed because your newsfeed is no longer chronological. It's based on interaction. So just like Facebook, where video does the best, video does really well on Instagram too, and Boomerang is just something really fun that people tend to really love. Burst mode is great if you're taking pictures of yourself, which a lot of the times we are. So you can set your phone up propped up against something, or if you have a tripod. Burst mode allows you to set a timer, and then after the timer goes off, it will take anywhere from 10 to 500 photos. So you can get some really amazing action shots. And then everything is stored in the app before it's stored on your phone. So you can go through and select the images you want and save those to your camera roll and then get rid of the rest. So you're not wasting a ton of storage. Hashtags. This is really hard, and probably the one thing that I'm constantly changing the most, because Instagram keeps changing how hashtags work. So it used to be that your hashtags were all chronological. So you could actually swap out your hashtags every 3 hours or so as your feed got pushed down to be back on top. Now, they don't do that anymore. Now it's strictly based on the time that you posted your photo. So no matter how many groups of hashtags you do, if you posted at 6 p.m., your photo is stuck in that 6 p.m. slot and will not come back on top of the hashtag. So the main thing, and I see a lot of people do this, and I used to do this, do not use any Beachbody hashtags. No hashtag Shakeology, no hashtag Beachbody, no hashtag 21-day fix. The only people using those hashtags are current customers who have a coach or coaches. So those are not people that you can even work with. Sorry for coughing. Hold on one second. Excuse me. No Beachbody hashtags. I do like the idea of using your team name, if you have one, in your main caption. Guys, I'm so sorry. Use your team name in your main caption because it creates questions. People want to know what Team Fit Foodies means. People want to know what Shred Nation means. People want to know what that hashtag means and why you're using it so often. So it just generates questions. And then think of your ideal coach, the person that you want to work with every day for the rest of your life. That would be the perfect addition to your team. And think of the things that they're looking at. So I'm trying to look. I had a note here. I'll share this link also, but Anna Locke, Anna Locke did a really great webinar for Shred Nation on how to attract your ideal customers and coaches. It's a workshop. It's about an hour. It's worth putting the time in. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting a glass of water. Hold on. Okay, I'm better.
Becky, I'm so sorry that you're coughing.
No, I'm so bad.
I wanted to tell these guys the link to Anna's webinar is on our team page. I put it up there probably like a month ago, but I could put it back up again. I know some people watched it after, I think I mentioned it on some webinar about a month ago. And then I posted it on our team page, but I'll maybe I can find it and pin it again just so you guys can have it as a reference.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
You definitely want to have a notebook and pen with you and work through the exercises she has you do, but you will have such a clear picture of who you're speaking to on all of your platforms that this hashtag thing will be less daunting. Because you're literally going to get down to what he or she is wearing, what they watch on TV, what they do in their free time. Those are the hashtags that you want to use because those are the hashtags that those people are searching. Hashtags like love and happiness and very general things are great, but hundreds of millions of people are using them. So your picture kind of gets lost within seconds. So you can never be too specific. This was something that I was worried about for a while, that maybe I was getting too specific. You really can't. You want to talk to one specific person all the time. It will change your tone. It will change what you're saying, what you're sharing. It'll make the whole thing just much easier because you know exactly who you're talking to. Lastly, with the hashtags, you can do 30 at a time. So I recommend doing them in a separate comment, not your main caption. And to make your life a little easier, maybe save a few different groups of hashtags in notes on your phone so that you can copy and paste them really quick. If you do your hashtag team name in your first caption, you'll only be able to do 29. So just keep that in mind. But you can do one group, you can have a few different groups, you can change them out frequently, but save them on your phone. It'll save you a ton of time. Just copy and paste in a comment after each picture. Oops, sorry, I lost you. There we go. That's all I have on the slides. So like I said, it's really quick, basic stuff, but I figured I would leave it to specific questions before getting too into anything else. Wait, let me open the chat too. And then Nicole, do you want me to unmute people? Can I unmute people? No, I don't think I can.
Every time I click unmute, it doesn't work. So I'll unmute Amy Delardi because she has a question.
First off, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm using a headset. Thank you for taking the time to help us with this topic. So I really appreciate that. And I noticed that there's a couple of different schools where some people will comment their hashtags after their first comment. They'll like just say what they have to say with the description of their picture, and then they'll second follow up with a comment with their hashtags. Other people, just like myself, I'll just keep the hashtags but intersperse them within my message, and then I will also at the end maybe put a couple of additional hashtags. Is there a right or wrong or a better way, one way or the other?
So originally it was better to put them in the comment after because you could swap them out and go back to the top of that list. Now, depending on how popular the hashtags you're using are, you can see how popular they are too by clicking the hashtag and seeing how many people are actually using them. The smaller that number, the more likely you can swap them out because they'll still be easy to find because not a lot of people are using them. But I try to aim for hashtags with like 500,000 to 1 million uses. So swapping them out doesn't work. So I don't think it matters, except if you're going to use your limit of hashtags in your main message, I think that your main comment might be too long for people to read. Because if you're going to intersperse 30 hashtags into one comment, that's got to be a pretty long comment. So I think that if you have some that work in your original message, use them and then use the balance of what you have left in the comment underneath so that you maximize your hashtags that you can use. Does that make sense? I don't think it makes a difference now because they changed how the algorithm works, but I think you should always be using the max amount that you're allowed to in some way or another.
And what is the max amount? Did I miss that?
30.
Oh, 30. Okay.
In all of your comments. So if you use 15, then you have 15 left for the comment below.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Amy Graves. Hi, Amy Graves.
Hello. Becky, when you say, like, I'm, I've already told you this, I'm a little slow with social media. I'm kind of like, when it comes to it. So when you were talking about the comments, what do you mean? Like, okay, so I kind of do what Amy just explained. Like, I'll write a post and then I'll do a, wait, I can't see Becky. Cool. There we are. Okay. I like, how do okay. So like I'll do my post, and a lot of times I'll do my hashtags after, like right after the post at the end of it. Sometimes I'll do what Amy did, and in between I'll, like at the end of a sentence, I'll put a hashtag. What do you mean when you're saying like the comments? Like, are you actually saying you comment on your own post after with a hashtag?
Yeah. So like I'll have some in my caption, which is like what you originally post, and then I'll make my own second comment with separate hashtags.
Oh,
the reason I like to do this too, actually, now that we are talking about it, is because if someone happens to comment also on your photo, your hashtag comment like disappears unless people click on read more, which I kind of like, because if you have 30 hashtags in your main caption, sometimes it can come off as a little spammy, only because there are people who are being spammy with Instagram who are doing that. So whether or not you're being spammy doesn't matter because people just assume. So if you have it in a second comment, the second someone else comments on it, it gets pushed up so where they don't see that hashtag comment, which I kind of like.
Okay. Okay. So is it okay if I ask another question that now that I'm okay? Now, and I think you've answered this for me before, and if you did and I forgot, I apologize. But you don't do a business page anymore on Facebook? Am I correct in that?
I do still have one.
You do, but okay.
I need to get better about it. Facebook is not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm not having great luck.
Yeah, leaning more towards Instagram. What I do love is that Instagram has allowed you to make your profile a business profile.
Okay.
So you can see that option in the settings of your profile page. If you switch it to a business profile, it lets you put a contact me button at the top, which can link to your email and or your phone number, depending on how available you want to be. And you know how with your Instagram, you can share to Facebook, but it goes to your personal page?
Yes.
With a business Instagram, it can go right to your like page, which is amazing because it helps me at least be consistent with my like page.
Oh my God. Okay. Because so
It's free.
okay. So I am having, I don't know if I want to say I have more luck with Instagram, but I'm definitely getting more people, which is great. And on my business page on Facebook, I get like jack shit, like nothing. Like, I mean, here and there. And the only people that typically like it are people that are friends. Do you know what I mean? That are just following me. So what I was doing a lot of is I was posting, I do at least one post, sometimes two a day on Instagram, and also add it to my personal Facebook page because I kind of got away from posting a lot of the Beachbody stuff, but I found that I got more followers. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, by listening to what you had to say, I'm definitely not engaging enough of myself on Instagram. That's the first and foremost. So I definitely need to do that. Like what you were saying about, kind of have my own followers and comment on their posts and like their things. I need to do that more. But I'm just wondering, like, if I should put my efforts into Instagram, change the settings into the business page and kind of focus on that and building from there, since it seems to be bringing me more interaction.
I feel like it's important to find 1 to 2 platforms that really, really work for you and put most of your energy into those. Because there's so many options out there that like we can get really lost in doing many things not very well when I think it's better to do a few things really, really well. Facebook like pages are a whole different ballgame.
They are.
I am not the person to help with
right.
because I have not figured that out yet. But at least with the business account with Instagram, at the very least, I'm consistent on my Facebook page.
Right.
Even though I think it's better to share unique content on the platforms. It's better. I think it's better than nothing.
Okay.
That's a personal opinion, but I think so. And just so you made me think of this, when you're talking about getting new followers and following people yourself, what I have found to be really helpful is if you go back to that ideal customer that you figure out through Anna's webinar, think of the people that they would follow, or think of brands that they would love, or TV shows or actors or anything that they would love. You don't have to you can follow those people because you can be found that way, people or brands, or you can go onto those pages and look at, this takes work too, it's time consuming, but look at the followers that they have and the people engaging with their posts and start connecting with those people. Follow them, comment on their things, and then you're finding someone who you know at the very least has one thing in common with you.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I got to get off the street corner because that's not working for me either. So thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? No? No more questions?
You guys hear my nephew counting in the background? I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, he's so cute. Okay.
I have a question if no one else does.
Go.
Back to the switching from a regular Instagram account to a business account. Can you ever switch back? And is there a downside to doing to changing over to a business account?
I'm going to look that up right now.
I think there's an option that says switch back to a personal account in your settings.
Yep,
Hold on,
there is.
one or two.
And what was the second part?
Is there a downside? But if you could switch back, then probably not, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'll be honest. No one has used the contact me button yet for me, but I do really, really love. I've kept it so far just to be able to share it to my like page. That was so far the biggest benefit for me. It would be great if people use the contact me button. Hopefully, I can figure out a way to have people engage that more. But yeah, I don't think that there would be any downside.
Yeah, you got punched bad.
It is. Oh, did you find that on Sundays, like there's like no interaction?
On Sundays?
Yeah.
Yeah, my son, I actually for a long time wasn't posting at all on Sundays because I was getting very little interaction. But then I noticed that as soon as I skipped a day, it took a day or two to get where it was.
Okay.
So I kind of have just decided to bite the bullet and post knowing that it's going to be a little bit slower. Just because I don't want to have to then regain momentum.
When you say regain momentum, do you mean in the algorithm or your own personal like motivation momentum?
A little of both, actually. I definitely notice less engagement the day after I skip a day than I normally would if I had never skipped a day. So, like I said, they're constantly changing the algorithm, and it's more similar to Facebook now, where it has to do with your post shows up based on the engagement it has. So it might be very little, but you might have 5 or 10 really always like your post, then go a day without seeing something, therefore they're not liking it, and then you're lower down on their feeds. It's really frustrating how they keep changing it, but it was bound to happen with Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
I also like that with the Instagram business page, you can track like your insights just like you can with the Facebook like page, so you can see like the reach that each post got and things like that. So I really like that component too. Not that I necessarily do much with it yet, but I think it's cool that you can see it.
You're so right, because that'll help with determining your timing also.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I didn't say this, you can boost posts with your business Instagram just like Facebook, which is awesome. Really awesome. So basically, for me, I'm definitely shying away from Facebook, and now that Instagram has all this stuff, but that's just a really, really cool feature, and it works exactly the same.
And Instagram stories too.
Yeah.
That I need to, yes, if we could talk a little bit about that, because I am so afraid to do that, which I'm never afraid of anything on social media, but I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know how people are doing it, because some people have like a picture, some people have videos, some people have both, some people's really long. I don't get it. Like, what determines all that?
Straight up observation mode with Instagram stories so far. I post a little bit, but I'm definitely not consistent with it because I'm I'm looking at people who do images versus people who do lots of videos together. I'm seeing how I react to it. So for me personally, I can't sit and watch a super long story of videos. I don't have that attention span. So that would kind of mean that people who are maybe in that ideal coach niche for me also wouldn't like that. That's just kind of an assumption. Like you tend to look for people who are similar to you in a lot of ways, because that's going to be the best person for you to work with personally. But so I'm leaning more towards doing images, but and I found that when I do images, unless it's a video of like my puppy playing in sprinklers, everybody loves like animals, but unless I when I do photos, I actually have a lot of people responding to my Instagram stories, which is probably the easiest way to start a conversation ever because they're the ones who started it. So I haven't figured it out yet. I think it's worth playing around with. It's kind of just like Snapchat, which is just a sneak peek into what you're doing each day. So in between your posts, kind of random little snapshots of your day that would just help people get to know you a little more, aside from the really pretty pictures that you're going to post.
I think it's fun. I think it's more fun than Snapchat. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it's just easier I like that there's 2 parts to Instagram now.
I like that I can just like maybe stop doing Snapchat and just do one platform. So it's kind of nice they're combining everything.
So that helped me a little bit because I was trying to create something based on my camera gallery of pictures I already have. And it's not. I have to create it in that moment. And I have to decide this is going to be my story. Now, if I screw up the picture, is there any going backwards? Like,
oh yeah,
no,
so
don't post that.
You take the photo and then you can hit X if you don't want to post it. Or if you accidentally post it and hate it, you can delete it. Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Looking for the button where I can choose from my already taken pictures. So that's a huge clarification for me.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
I would do almost like, think of it as a behind the scenes type.
Got it.
And Becky, when you say people are commenting on your Instagram stories, that's in a message to you, right?
It comes through as a direct message, yeah.
Right, okay.
Which, Amy Greaves, you'll be happy about this, I think. Because people are now replying to Instagram stories, more and more people are learning about the direct message feature, which a ton of people still don't even know is a thing. Like I had someone answer me that I messaged 6 months ago, being like, I'm embarrassed, but I had no idea that this was a thing. And she figured it out because of Instagram stories. So direct messaging on Instagram is, in my opinion, becoming easier because more people are realizing that they can utilize it. And that messages actually come through, which is awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I unmuted you, Amy. Did you have something to say?
Thank you. Oh, where am I? Okay. Sorry, I just took my medicine, so I'm talking a little weird, but I don't think I did Instagram stories the right way. Like, what do you can you give the special ed direction for me, please?
On how to post one?
Yes. Like, is it just like, I don't know. I did one with the kids that I thought was really funny. And then when I watched it play back, I'm like, I'm so confused how this even, like, the sequence even went. Like, this is like weeks ago. And I got so scared that I never did it again because it was like really funny because like I was doing back to school shopping. And then I had like 18,000 bags and spent like $18,000. And as I was trying to push the cart across the parking lot, the cart stopped. Like, because the wheels, like, I don't know, I guess it's like the thing, you can't take a cart past like a certain amount past the store and the wheels lock. And I'm like in the parking lot with the kids, like this was all happening on like trying to get it all on Instagram. And I couldn't really figure it all out in the whole sequence of it all. So am I pressing, what am I pressing when I want to do a story or a video?
Well, you're on your home screen, like where you see your home feed. And in the top left corner, there's a little plus sign in a circle.
Yep, I'm literally writing directions. Hold on. Okay, yep.
So you hit that, and then you can either...
The plus sign, yep.
Oh, do you see it? It's hard to see on the screen, but Amy's holding it up. Right next to where it says Instagram.
Oh. Hold on, Amy. Let me get to you. On my phone, I can't see it. Okay. Oh, I can't get her. She's not coming up. Okay, go ahead. So the plus sign.
Yep. And then it'll take you right to a camera and you can use
Same.
you can there's arrows on the bottom where you can flip it to face out or flip it to face you.
Okay.
And then you can either hold the button in the middle,
Okay.
click on the screen, which will take a video if you hold it, or just press it to take a photo.
Okay. And so are you holding it the whole time?
And it will only take a video as long as the red line goes around the circle.
Okay.
You only get a certain amount of seconds
I
to
think it's
take a
15.
video. That's why she was saying, like, people are taking them in chunks and creating a story, so you could start talking and you know how many seconds you've got to say your little segment, and then you send it. Watch, I'll show you.
If you push this button, that red circle going around,
Yeah.
I'm recording right now.
as soon as that
And I'm recording too.
worries. So that it ended.
Okay.
As soon as that red circle completes, the video is done. And then you'll hit
Cancel that one.
this check mark to post
And that
it.
post?
Uh-huh.
Okay. The check mark post it. And do
Yeah.
you write a caption or anything like that? Or that's nothing?
And so if you just tap the screen, it'll
Mhm.
On a team call tonight. She's such a superstar.
Okay. So you tap the screen and
and then you just
you can do your text. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. All right. That is my goal tomorrow. Somebody hold me accountable to do it a little story so I can get it. I can get this right. Thank you for
And-
allowing me to do that.
Just so you know, when you're done typing, you just click again and then you post it.
Okay.
And then
Am I the only one that hears this music in the background? It is. Okay. I'm not losing my mind, people. There's some music playing in the background of my phone, and I don't know where it's coming from. Oh my God. Oh God. Okay, thank you.
yeah, sure. I wish I could have seen that video though. It sounded like it would have been awesome.
It's on there. Well, it's gone, right? Because it goes away, right? Like I did post it, so I'm sure it went away. And how do I make sure that my sound is on? Like it was like I posted a video at the beach and the sound was off. The kids playing in the waves. It was so cute. And I went to play it back and it wasn't there. I didn't have the video.
When you play it back, hit the top. When you play it back, hit the top button on your volume,
Mm-hmm.
and the volume should go on. The speaker should go on. So
Yeah,
that
okay.
should work.
Okay. Thank you.
We're all gonna check your Instagram story tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Inga, hold on. Mute. Unmute. Hi, Inga.
Hi. So for the stories, all right, they go away like Snapchat does.
Yes.
So what's the purpose? I don't get the whole story thing. I don't get it on Snapchat. I don't get it on here.
I think the purpose is just like a backstage pass sneak peek into your real life. You don't have time to edit the image or write a beautiful caption that's, well thought out. It's just a real, like, this is me, this is what I'm really doing. It makes it's super, super relatable. So people are like, oh, I'm actually talking to a human who also struggles when she's shopping with her kids, or who also, is a sweaty, disgusting mess after her workout and doesn't have her makeup perfectly done. Like, it's just kind of a real way to share more about your life. That's I think it's best to do like the unpolished stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, does that feed to the same location as the rest of Instagram? You know how like on Snapchat, they're separate?
Yeah, so it will show up. Let me pull up mine. So I'm on my newsfeed. On top, these are everybody's stories.
Oh, that's what those things are.
Yeah, so like, see a good one. Oh, Marissa Carroll, she's always adorable. So like you can click her story and you can still tap through it. And like you can skip someone's story if you want. And then when you're sick of watching them, you pull down and they go away.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys will be happy to know that you're all in my first story.
No.
Yay. Does anyone have any other questions? This was awesome. I really, really appreciate it, Becky.
I'm
So
so
great.
sorry that I was coughing so much in the beginning. That's probably so irritating to listen to. But
It's not irritating. I felt bad for you. I hope you feel better.
I'm good. All
Weddings are hard.
good. They are. They are hard.
You need some recuperation time.
I know.
Okay, well, in the interest of time, then, we will wrap this up if nobody has any other questions. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you so much, Becky, for doing this.
Thanks for having me. This is
Really
cool.
appreciate it. You definitely helped a lot.
Okay, good.
Cool. All right, thanks,
you.
guys.
Thanks, Nicole.
Talk to you later.
Bye.